Hi, it's Kim, the Hypertufa gardener, and over in our Facebook group I've been asked many times, can you paint Hypertufa? Can you add paint to the recipe mix to color it? Or what kind of paint do I use to decorate Hypertufa? So I thought I'd do a video and a post on the website to answer those questions. Now the item that I'm going to use here in the video is my pumpkin that I made last year, and it's solid Hypertufa all the way through, not a planter. And there is another video that you can see how I made that. And what I'm planning to use today is an oil-based paint. It's a red oak wood stain, but I think a wood stain stains Hypertufa really nicely. It's the same color that I used on the urn a short while back in early summer, and it's kind of a reddish orange color, but I think it gives it a look like wood, so that's what I'd like to use. Now, one of the other types of paint that I like is a deck stain, and again, that's made for wood, not cement. I don't like the way a cement stain does on Hypertufa. It's just too solid and covers it up too much. But depending on what you're going for, that might be what you want. Now, you can use spray paint. That's quick, fast, and easy. Just a word of advice, I got this metal stain and I didn't like it at all. It wasn't shiny like I thought it would be. But don't forget about making a teal pumpkin to put out for trick or treat. And that's for the kids with food allergies. They would know that you have a little plastic toy for them instead of a treat. So we're going to go ahead and get this one painted. Now I've got just a little bit in my can here. I'm going to use this smaller can of the red oak, and I have an old brush here. This particular paint stain, if you've used it very much for wood projects, it's real watery, so it's going to go on real easily and soak into the Hypertufa, the little nooks and crannies, real easily. I think that's why I like these wood stains better. But again, I've not worked much with a cement stain. I just don't prefer the cement stain. I was very disappointed. It's a little too solid, and you can't see through and see the stone and the texture and the little imperfections like a stone would have. When I can't see that, it makes me dislike my finished project. Now this particular Hypertufa pumpkin does have the jack-o'-lantern face on it. You can still see it pretty well here in the video. It has eroded just a little bit just from natural aging, but it still shows up nicely. Now I prefer to turn mine around, have the real pumpkins carved, for the jack-o'-lantern face. But you have the option of painting these orange if you prefer, making the eyes black and the mouth white, whatever you'd want to do. So just let your imagination take reign. Now I'm using the oil-based paint, so I'll have the inconvenience of having to clean up with the paint thinner, and I don't like that. I prefer to use a latex if I can, so that I can just rinse the brushes and my table off in water. But that's up to you. I have used an indoor latex before. I have a bedroom that's a teal green, and the leftovers is what I used to paint that teal pumpkin. But I speeded this up so you wouldn't have to stand and wait for me to get that done. I'm slow. And my stem is still in good shape, but I'm going to go ahead and paint that too, just to make it perhaps last a little longer. The paint may seal it off and give me another year or two for the single stem. I can replace that if I need to, but follow the directions on the making of the Hypertufa pumpkin if you need to, and I'll reference here on that video. I put it up on that little stand so that I can get to the bottom and roll it over easily. So whatever you've got, just use that. I put a piece of plastic, such as the type plastic I line my Hypertufa molds with, on my table because I don't really want it paint the table all these wild colors that I use. We have also had people ask about putting latex paint in the water mix. That may work for you. It has not worked for me. If you do decide to do that, be sure to calculate the volume of the latex paint into your water so that you're not getting too much water into it. But it seems to take so much paint and gives you so little color that I don't prefer that method. But again, what doesn't work for me, excuse me, might work for you. Now there are treatments other than paint, but I would have to make another video with all that advice and another post. So be sure to check out the post over on the hypertufagardener.com and see what you think. Be sure to share the video and like and subscribe. And thank you for being patient and watching through this whole thing. But I'm liking this one. I think it looks like wood or maybe even leather. And I'm sure it will lighten up after it dries real well. But it has turned out nice. I'm very pleased. Now this is one of my pumpkins that did not have any colorant to it at all. It's just the gray cement Hypertufa. And so you can see the big color difference that you get when you paint it. And I really think I'm going to like it a lot better. You can already see it gaining just a little bit of more of the red-orange look. And it will fade. That one's several months old there, so it will fade. But it can be freshened up every year. I could even take a small paintbrush and highlight the eyes. Now you may have a planter and you can see what the leaves and everything would look like. This is that graveyard moss that'll grow anywhere. So I'll just toss these 2 sprigs over into a garden bed. I'll have a whole bunch more of those. But see what you think about painting your Hypertufa. It works and it's fun. Thanks for watching.